大家的大家看了就过上，这代表给你那话了的，就是上街堂街的，咱们什么的，刚才就是啥个上街，啥把车米的街车米说马上就帮个。
首先向线上的各位法友以及莅临现场的僧伽大众等问候一声吉祥如意。在此与佛陀的钵盂盛装，三世一切诸佛历经三大阿僧祇劫，所积集的此无量心与悲无量心之乳，献给各位。First, I would like to say Dashidele to every participant online and each Sangha member who came here to join this event. And here I would like to use Buddha's baking bowl to offer you the immeasurable of Buddha's loving kindness and immeasurable of compassion as manifest to like milk, and by the 3 times of Buddha accumulating through 3,000 eons. Now I offer it to you all.
上街曾经也是阿就看的，上街个饮品个落的可能是那么啥个，饮品落的是那么来的。我说可能曾经的大几的个落的啥个，这个地方加工厂那个。哪里说的呢？都不常见饮品上是一个苹果什么的，这是能吃到过的。当地这个是能碰到的，啥就啥都看看，但可能一点个价是完的。
那么现在我们看待佛与众生为二，导致2种不同的结果，来自于所行进的道不同。诸佛是以利他心作为修持，如佛子行37颂所说的，佛从利他心所生，而众生则是以我执，因为我执的缘故，所以变成冰块，所以因为我执和利他2种不同的道路，导致了轮回跟涅槃。如果我们凡夫内心当中一直存在着我执的话，那我们只会将利他心推得更远。Right now we can see Buddha and sentient beings are 2 different individuals. The reason caused to in between difference about Buddha and sentient beings is because the way is different. So Buddhas, they have the love for all sentient beings, and they try to help others. They have interested mind to help others, but sentient beings are too grasped about self-grasping. So sentient beings become like an ice, just like 37 Bodhisattvas way. It says that Buddha becomes Buddhahood by the mind of helping others, and sentient beings suffering by the self-grasping. So the 2 paths become 2 fruition. Sentient beings wandering in samsara, and Buddha attain nirvana enlightenment. If we still keep self-grasping, then it will just push the mind of helping others away.
请翻开《民众法本》前行第1页。
Begin with the yellow prayer book, opening prayers on page 1. All Mother mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Now we'll go to the Amitabha Sadhana, page 1. In the space in front appears the Guru in the form of Amitabha, surrounded by an inconceivable retinue of bodhisattvas. Namo. To the 3 jewels and 3 roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening. Namo. To the 3 jewels and 3 roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening. Namo. To the 3 jewels and 3 roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening. With sincere faith, I pay homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abiding in the 10 directions and 3 times. I offer flowers, incense, lamps, fragrances, food, music, and the like, actually arranged and mentally created. Supreme gathering, please accept them. I confess all evil deeds, the 10 non-virtues, the 5 acts with interval that I have committed, overpowered by mental afflictions since beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the merit of all the virtue accumulated in the 3 times by the Shravakas, Prakya Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, ordinary beings, and the like. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater and lesser vehicles and the teachings common to both according to the aspirations and diverse mental capacities of sentient beings. Until samsara is emptied, do not pass into nirvana, but compassionately look upon sentient beings drowning in the ocean of suffering. May all the merit I have accumulated become the cause of awakening, and may I soon become a glorious guide of beings. The field of accumulation dissolves into me. Thus the mind of the 4 immeasurables has arisen within the mind streams of myself and all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness. May they be free from all suffering. May they never be separate from happiness. May they abide in great equanimity. Appearance and existence, all phenomenon of samsara and nirvana are empty by nature. Not realizing this, how afflicted are deluded beings in samsara. My own awareness appears as a white Hri, the manifestation of unified emptiness, clarity, and compassion. The Hri transforms into myself, appearing as Chenrezig, seated upon a cushion of lotus and moon. I have one face and 4 arms. 2 are joined at the heart, and the other 2 hold a lotus and garland. Peaceful and with loving countenance, I am dressed in the garments of Sambhogakaya Buddha. Sitting in crossed-legged posture, my lower body is enfolded in a lotus. In the space in front, upon a seat of lotus and moon, appears a red Hri gleaming with light. The light radiates, pleasing the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and gathering their knowledge, love, and power, the light then dissolves back into the Hri. Again, light rays radiate to the 6 realms, purifying the karmic visions, self-grasping, and habitual imprints of sentient beings. The light gathers back, and the Hri transforms into the supreme protector of beings, Buddha Amitabha. He is bright red like a mountain of rubies, with 1 face and 2 arms in equipoise mudra, holding a begging bowl. He is garbed in the 3 Dharma robes and sits in cross-legged posture. Ceaselessly looking upon beings with eyes of compassion, he appears as the great embodiment of all Buddhas. On his right is the noble supreme Chenrezig, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a white lotus with the left hand. White and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. To the left of the Lord is the Bodhisattva Vajrapani, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a vajra in the left hand. Blue and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. They are surrounded by an assembly of bodhisattvas. The 3 places of the principal Lord are marked with the 3 syllables. From the syllables, white, red, and blue light radiates to the 10 directions, and in particular to the pure land of Sukhavati, invoking the heart pledge of Amitabha and his retinue, who then instantly appear at this place. In the great bliss sphere of my own primordially pure awareness abides Amitabha and retinue as the naturally present innate radiance. From the beginning, the Samaya being and wisdom being are one, yet your form manifests from the expanse of great love and compassion in accordance with the mental inclinations of beings. Following your heart pledge, come here to this place and be seated indivisibly from the mandala of the Samaya being. Om Amitabha Sapare Vajra Samaya Ja Hom Bam Ho Samaya Tishtalan. Swaha Om Vajra Swaha. Om Vajrasparana Kha. Free, I offer this water endowed with 8 attributes, with the nature of generosity to the mouths of the victorious ones. May there be perfect fortune for all beings. I offer this foot cleansing water, clear, cool, pristine, and exquisite, and with the nature of morality, to the feet of the victorious ones. May all beings be relieved from the torment of existence. I offer various beautiful celestial flowers that have the nature of patience to the eyes of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the 7 attributes of the higher realms. I offer naturally sweet-smelling scents and blended incense that has the nature of diligence to the noses of the victorious ones. May all beings become free from the bonds of existence. I offer this precious, radiant, and lustrous lamp that has the nature of meditation to the hearts of the victorious ones. May all beings clear away the dense darkness of their deluded minds. I offer fragrant medicinal elixir, saffron, and the like, which have the nature of transcendent knowledge to the bodies of the victorious ones. May all beings realize the inner nature of phenomenon. I offer food endowed with the essence of 100 tastes, with the nature of method to the tongues of the victorious ones. May all beings be sustained by the food of samadhi. I offer harmonious musical sounds, such as those of conch shell, drum, and bell, which have the nature of power, to the ears of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the awakening mind. I offer the 5 desirables that appease the senses and have the nature of prayer to the victorious ones. May all beings be satisfied by untainted bliss. I offer the 8 auspicious substances, the 8 auspicious symbols, and the 7 royal attributes, which have the nature of wisdom, to the victorious ones. May all beings attain the attributes of Buddhahood. Om Sarva Puja Mega Samudra Sparana Samaya Ahom. All owned and unowned things of the entire infinite billion-fold universe, my own body, enjoyments, and all possessions, I offer without holding anything back to the pure land of Sukhavati. May the self-grasping of beings be thereby fully pacified. May they be endowed with the awakening mind, and may their birth in the pure land be unobstructed. Om Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Ahom. Realizing that my own mind is the Buddha, I pay homage on the ultimate level, abiding within ungraspable empty awareness. Everything comprised within appearance and existence is offered. Deluded perceptions of dualistic grasping are confessed within the expanse of Dharmata. I rejoice within the state of the spontaneous completion of the three kayas. The Dharma wheel of unceasing compassion will always turn. Abide within the natural Dharmakaya that pervades all samsara and nirvana in infinite pervasiveness. Where there is no reference point of the three spheres, dedication will always take place. Free, the ever turning the wheel of Dharma in the Pure Land of Sukhavati, you unceasingly look upon sentient beings with compassion. Homage and praise to Amitabha, who abiding in equipoise follows his pledge to act for the purpose of beings. To Chenrezig, Vajrapani, the other bodhisattvas, the noble assembly of arhats, and the gathering of deities abiding in Sukhavati, I humbly pay homage and offer praise with body, speech, and mind. At the heart of myself, appearing as Chenrezig on a moon disk, is a Hri, surrounded by the 6-syllable mantra circling clockwise. From it, light radiates and a white garland, mantra garland, issues forth, emerging from my heart and dissolves into the heart of the deity visualized in front. Thus, Amitabha's compassionate heart pledge of body, speech, and mind is invoked. From the mantra garland around the Hri at the center, at the heart of Amitabha, a red mantra garland of light emerges from his mouth and enters my mouth, and I obtain blessings and attainments. In this way, the mantra circles continuously between myself and Amitabha. The multicolored light issuing from the circling mantra garland pleases the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, purifies the 3 types of obscurations of sentient beings in the 3 realms and the universe, and beings transform into the pure land of Sukhavati.
Om
这制作那么了，他这里的啥东西，啥咖喱呢？你把的，哦，我说他们讲啥的，讲卡卡喱上，这个啥的样子讲的，啥的样子上地的，你把的，啥的上地的样子，这都通了，上地去我操，那个现在路差过来，大地卡这些东西的这。这里上帝基本都是你把的，这里啥你把啥了啥了他你我切的大开有的，啥个是同样这样嘛的，这样是大人们哪大的做经过的，除了上帝切的送啊，这啥就大人啥上帝的，啥小上就是的，这里在你把的，我长干嘛用了嘛，就那个谁做吧做的嘞。我长大了，他长大有来的，对，长大他当个人呢，这里俺可得光顾做过这的，他这把的，他啥的有时做他啥的前面吧，什么前面结果，什么前面结果呢？他这把的，什么前面的结果，他们大概的，什么的甚至他们那是前面差的有，什么前面的，上坡就木兰的，跟了七八上八大个多种，上去种。사실 옆에 너송을 옆에 군상복 그 군나 잡아 삼바다가 도다지 모남도 가리나 뒤뒤 꾸들 거리 모남도 전에 오 네가 다 잡을링다 동네 가는 게 제거도 동네 하고도 그 양장에서는 노아를 좀 참아하고 오 동네에 하고는 들 가리비가 동네에 나한테 소가 다 삼재고도 동네 하고는 남지 삼재요 거리 그래서 삼재원이 되는 얘기, 삼재성 얘기를 다 보자지. 들 다섯이 차롱줄이 따뜻해, 나도 따뜻해. 그人呢, 따뜻해, 랑게 돼도 좋아지나. 따뜻해, 이는 피다고나, 다 임시로 탑자하면 연거래. 탑망가 매바디, 왕봉부 왕주는 같이 해서, 대체 연거래, 자시들.
So Dharma friends, whatever deity we practice, we always recite the mantra, and that we call that the approach. There's 4 stages. There's the approach, which is from an ordinary perspective, and we still think that I am separate from the deity. And then we practice the deity over and over again, and eventually, love just arises in our heart naturally. That is when we reach the next stage of close approach. Love arises and it becomes great love. And as love increases, the mind relaxes. The more we grasp at the self, the more we suffer. That is the close approach. And when love arises, that's a sign that you have become close to the deity. So as for seeing signs of accomplishment, it's not just seeing the deity directly. That is just an outer sign. The inner sign is more important, and the inner sign is love arising. It is that the nature of the deity is bodhicitta. So when we recite mantra, we shouldn't just focus on the numbers, but mainly look at the feeling, the experience that arises. Also, the purpose of many mantra recitations is so that we spend a long time visualizing the mantra garland. So then next we come to the accomplishment. And when we actually accomplish the deity, immeasurable love arises. And at that moment, your mind of immeasurable love pervades all sentient beings in a single moment. In the prayer for excellent conduct, the Bodhisattva Samantabhadra says that love is the all-pervasive power. And that is actually also an aspiration. May love pervade all beings. So for that, it is first necessary that you think of the suffering of beings. So you may think that I am aware of all the suffering in the world. I understand that there is so much suffering. And when you think about this again and again, you become aware of the suffering of all beings in the six realms. What's the benefit of knowing suffering? And self-grasping goes away. Love arises just naturally. When love arises, compassion arises. And when that arises, that's a sign that your ice block of self-grasping is melting. That's a sign of accomplishing the deity. So the accomplishment is that when the experience of altruism, of love arises, there are many different methods for cultivating altruism. Also, the Vajrayana is said to be a path that is rich in methods that require the least difficulty, and it is the scope of those with sharp mental capacity.
드리데 더 심지 동이 철나 드리 더 철면 좋대 레그멘트라고 삼형제 체화되게 람당 초거래 탐제 초거래 빼는 삼형제 체다 초거래들 오 맨형제 체모 저긴데 냐소고들 세고 람상 무서워 차거래 다들 시합거보다 형제 시합은 형제로부터 이 조고도 좋아져라 조고도 저거래 되는 무서워요래 오, 저라 밀대 뜨먹지 보요래. 오, 니 쌀이 코리들 능아이 코그 가리면 가는 초와요만. 초와요면 처음부터 딱 세로. 니게 기준 속 자세는 배 무슨 거 저기는 땅아.甚至这사고는甚大都没有차거리. 대 다대 니게 요 다대. 오, 대 가래 그 핑계에 되나. 다대 피부도 소좀 탑 가래 돼. 오, 들이 좀 레시응지. 나한테 룰루 차게 오 권이 저기 사와데 가래리 권이 저기 흠마 파사요 이제 다 철사요 이제 들이대다 룰루 차고 그래 오내 상조 요래서 다좀 하고서 오내 탐제들이 더블 동해 탐제 파도 왔다 다 때려 쳤고 요래 오 대에 코는 대가 와서 돼 대단지 세부 때문에 요래 세부 레롱도 뛰지래 남도지지 요래 대하고서 오 따뜻한 거 조고 좀 파만나서 봐 시스로 뺀 맛이 등에 좋았지 뭐래 가실 동안은 매셔를 단 초과자 마음 못시 가라 초 그래서 또 따뜻하고 싸고래 마찬가지다 참들 강이 초과대로 세바치고 매가 차들이 다 되게들이 잘 편히 싸우는 또 그래 참 맞아 되게 하구나 다 행기 지나 다 되면 그 파만 분달라서 봐 제베지 시성철大系统同志们都是让同样我们学材料上面的你们这开没明白哪里大给他有嘛来的可到这里来就是给什么东西哈个可到能干有嘛没说这里没多来的我说来就这心里面的给 大没这些东西，南西的肉有的，错啊，东南用往这肉的说，哈工这上面这个的，哪里找来的？你这些要买，我说没的，他这种这些把要来的。
So, a sign of having cultivated love for others is that you feel the suffering of sentient beings. And often, some people do not feel anything at all. But for example, a person with great compassion, such a person, for example, goes to a place where animals are being killed, like fish are being killed. They will immediately feel unbearable. They can't bear the sight of an animal being killed. That's a sign of wisdom and a sign of compassion. Those who don't feel anything at all, they don't feel anything at all because of ignorance. They just think that, oh, this is a fish that's for me to eat. That's me. That's that thing that I'm eating. They don't feel anything at all. But those with great compassion, when they see an animal like that being killed, they can't even bear to look at it because it's too painful for them. And that's a sign of compassion. And what's the benefit of that also? So there are many different methods that we can reflect on. What's important is to understand karma. When you understand karma, the mind also relaxes a bit. So if it's unbearable to see an animal being killed, also think that it's a karmic cycle. In the past, that being has killed and eaten somebody else, and now they're being eaten in return. If you understand karma, the mind will relax a bit. And also, it is because you understand through this experience, they purify their negative karma. And so that happens in the world. There's a lot of suffering. People hurt each other and then they hurt each other back. It's karma coming back. And where is this karma? It's within self-grasping, within one's own mind. It is the karmic winds of the afflictions that cause us to experience this. For example, when someone's parent or dear friend dies, often we suffer so much. Some people go to war and kill a lot of people in a city, in a town, and they feel nothing at all. So most important is that we feel the suffering of others, and that makes us also feel that suffering and feel the sense of sadness. And it's that mind of compassion that pervades. That's the difference between pervading and not pervading. It's when we feel their suffering that the mind pervades. And so, for example, if a parent or a dear friend passes away, often people think that now they're gone, I can't see them anymore. But that also shows that you don't really believe in karma. It's actually a view, what we call a barbaric view, like those who have no spirituality at all. They just think it all doesn't exist. Now they're gone. They don't care about it. They don't think about karma. They don't believe in karma. They just think that when someone dies, it's just like a flower withering, just gone. They don't understand karma and past and future lives. However, the consciousness will go on and the being will experience more suffering anywhere in the six realms. And those who understand karma, they can feel compassion for that. Someone with such a barbaric view that denies karma, they're unable to feel any compassion. So that is the main difference.
因此他们会主张这样的一个说法，认为生命它就像是花朵一样，凋零之后就不存在了，而完全不去思考在花朵开花之前的成因以及结果之后的后续的后果，这些都是不被承认的。因此，在他们的心当中本来就已经断定一切不可见的皆是不存在的，这样的一种主张。那么，有无慈悲两者之间就有这样的差距。
这탑 이요래다다 탑적다다다 다 시호에서 사들어 드는 도성 지부 땅 대체 대 탑적이 되게 내가 팽거래 배는 동보들라 차정 내라디 아경대 그래 되게 내가 봐도 팽거 말이 들이다데 답이 줄었더니 다 제나 그때 상초다 버제나 그리고서 이런 뭐 팽거 그 강례대로 짜와리 들이다다 코드 지를 나한테 이 동네 탐지 샘리 뉴뭐 독서 뉴뭐 저 레사 뒷박차에 촬영인데 티인데 세요미 다다랑 통거리 촌치는 님람 이제면아 다좀 매발에 그냥 떠먹고 살만 이런 매도 그래 물람 나지 물람 전에 내봐요나 데리다 셔타디 니 세점에만 물람데 니 세를 물람 요 말에 다 물람도 또 많이 이제 물론 동관이 말이 사실 셔터 남치들이 됐다고 꼬라잡고요. 그것도 하고요 말이. 어디니들 최소한 물람나지 물람나지 딱이 세나 최소만 나와 물람지 지로요. 내가 나와 사실 셔터지 지르디 들 자니 다른 셔터나 다 체디 나와도 참 물람다고 자서 직장 통하요. 다 바디 레게 나와 다 살들이 매출이 샤고요. 다 대고 사지 좀 대하고는 이 박차지 장마서야 기초본도 없어 이 대박차도 저거 다 삼세가 저거 그래 산속세도 저거 그래 산속도 나디지 저리 뉴워 정말 저거 그래 대 탑을 다 탑만 가면 다 산초지 답을 치려고 쏘는 거래 답을 치려고 레좀들 삶아서 이제 살때다 보자 좀들 랑돌지나 대다 매송보고 수부가로 가서 저기 가서 치려고 매 이니 로주요 강이면은 나 강이 강에 추가 추록 먹거든 망보요래 추록추록 가로 추록 독자래지 마비다고 추록 다나 타만하고 따라래지 다 가봐자 대시에 그요래 내가 돈을 요래 그래 거기 매 첩세 독들을 들고 있는 거 같아 있는 거 말했다 그래 대디는 다 은혜 지르다다 그래서 저를 가려네 다 단디는 저런 하고는 때때에 단디 쪽으로도 없어는 다 죽을 때 밤에 리답게 나제치 뭔가 주먹을 때에 혼초의 시차나 라망 매버거니 딸레리 바사게리 들 접들이 있으면 버티 지나와 것도 사바동에 치거리 갑들이 지상제는 들이다 다고 강인 체에 별로서 좀 하나는 도나 bombo chebo ta de ni ta me be ko to ko de so phang na ni sam tu de a le to ho to sa yo le de do cha de yo le di be ka le lo le de sa cho ke pin je de sha ta de nam si le pi ta la wo yo le so bo lo nga je chen bo yo le pe ge ma le ko to chu lo ga ma le be cha na no bo chebo de na cho na yo no bo chebo de mo si ma ke ku jo ja ko me ja cha bong bong do ku jo ja ko le 너무 못하는 일이라. 저랑은 없잖아. 그래 정정적으로 너무 저거를 내가 이제 바디 남실들이 레하고들이 그것도 농해체 보여 좀 그래서 데리들 상초도 somebody 눈에 배기요래. 그래서 상초한테 다 그러면 내가 잡기도 받게 그요래. 다까지 코치 다들 나서 잡들이 오래들이 잡시 정글 코치 맞아매가 차대요래. 이제 그것도 될게 있는 보요래. 값들이 람그 값도 다다다 동일이 딱고서 즉 피마도 딸 남탄고서 짭시시게 대회들이 상초되게 저런 용인이가 팽이요 동세래
So there's two methods. And so number one is that sometimes when we want to help someone, For example, if you're very wealthy, you can help them out a little bit. But that kind of benefit is just a temporary benefit. For example, if a tree branch is broken, you can try to fix it and kind of attach it back to the tree. But it's just a temporary solution. The other method is the method of the Holy Dharma, which is much more beneficial. For example, we practice the Jangchok ritual for the deceased. And so why this is more beneficial is because the root of all their suffering that we want to free them of is self-grasping. From self-grasping, they develop the 6 afflictions, and with an afflicted mind, they accumulate karma. And this karma forms a habitual tendency, an imprint in the mind. Actually, whether or not past and future lives exist is something we can see right now in our lives. It's because we dream. That is actually a sign that there is a life after death, because we dream. Of course, sometimes people don't dream, but that is mainly due to ignorance. But generally, we dream. And when we die, it is just like we're still dreaming, but this time we are not waking up from our dream. So people say our dreams are just empty, they're nothing, but it's also not true, because the consciousness does go on after you have died. That's something ordinary people do not understand. When you die, then this life, this past life, will appear just like a dream. Normally, when you wake up from a dream, you again forget about the dream eventually. And so just like that, you just forget about this life eventually. So now we have our life, our waking state, where we have all kinds of experiences, and later we die. And everything that you have experienced in this life becomes like a dream. And none of it will be left behind. None of it can be seen. And the bardo begins to appear. This is what the Buddha had realized. And that is why the Buddha said it's important that we purify these karmic imprints in the mind. We purify them by cultivating love, bodhicitta. This is what cleanses our self-grasping and afflictive emotions. That is a method. As we said, the Vajrayana is rich in methods that require the least difficulty. And so one of those methods is the Jangchok ritual. So it is through practicing the Holy Dharma, thinking about karma, cultivating love and compassion, and doing what we should do and not doing what we shouldn't do, that we purify those karmic propensities. Often, people, while they're still alive, they have some pride. As there are many people who say that I don't need any religion. I'm doing fine. I have enough money. I'm happy. I don't need any religion and any dharma. And there's even some, like communist views, who think that any religion is bad. They say it is just like drugs, like intoxicants. They actually go against it. However, even if they try to destroy it, it cannot be destroyed. So what we call delusion or confusion is really our self-grasping. That's the confusion that needs to be cleansed. So those who have no belief, no faith in any religion, and have a lot of pride, after they have died, they will have to experience the result of their negative karmas without any control over it. And because they do not believe in karma, they will suffer even more. And at that time, they will experience a lot of fear. It is, for example, there's stories about a prison official who first was, had a very high status and was very impressive person. And in the end, they would even resort to eating like human feces, and they would do anything. So what that is an example of is that the benefit of the Jangchok ritual. It means that once we have died, a consciousness seeks any kind of refuge, it loses all its pride. While we are alive, we are very proud and may think that we don't need the Dharma. But once one has died, they will seek any refuge. There's no more pride. For example, if you think of a tree, if you want to move a tree trunk, it's very heavy. Even 100 people will find it very difficult to carry a tree trunk. But if you submerge it in water and attach a little rope to it, one person could just pull it through. So it's just like that. Trying to benefit a person who is alive is more difficult, just like carrying a tree trunk. But trying to benefit Bardo consciousness is so much easier because they suffer so much. They are so afraid. They are just looking for any kind of help, of any kind of refuge. And that is why the Jangchok is so beneficial. What actually happens during the Jangchok is that we are actually giving the refuge vow to those beings. They will be able to take this refuge instantly because there's no more pride. And also because on that basis, they possess Buddha nature. On the path or in their experience, they suffer immensely, they're afraid, and therefore they will seek any refuge. So that is why the Jangchok is so beneficial, and it's beneficial for anyone, whether they are a Dharma practitioner or not.
데레드네 장초 제주라 차진 조고 상제 거래 상제 대디 요구요래 따다다랑이 파만님도 셔도는 왜 능해 쳐 보는 거래 이거리 뒤 상제 총총래 제 제모동 오 다당은 아마 시송지 아마 지보면 오 심지 답지 아마 맞지와 제가 요 말이 레 르망고만데 다음에 탐지 심지 탐지 아마는 이래다 대인지 제보제 그래 내가들이 참말 패기요래 대실에 상조제만 이제 제보 요거래 이제 오늘 잡기도 마시 산이들이 건조들로 대바울이 대제 저거요래 선데 올라만 거리 되게 말이지 설삼이지 오늘 잡기도 마셔다는데 제주도 개체 뭐래 대회들이 참라동 참말을 랍고요래 제고래 이 송보나 되래 송보 내나 사진 되는 송보 제제 데이터 갖고 요 가리 송보 상초 제 종상 제사 대기 레드를 거의 시절에 저 산쪽으로 대바제 고속도로 대바제에서 거래 대마제리시다 팽거만이데 대다 팽거리고 또 따라오는 일이 소월라 팽거리데 시월에 제보 팽거리 마태위는 것도 만남는 땅거리 만남는 것도 봐도 통거요래 대외를 대다리들이 산쪽 제제에서 같이 모여래 산초의 배가리를 되는 것도 다 좁어서 아메리카에 오나 보리 대체와 우리 때라 자라를 동을 가리 다 닥터로 온 거를 대처는 닥터들은 항상 템고요래 제가 사제일 때는 바주심지 탑저서 남제지대 들서 탑도사 저 탑마가 매바데 근데 제 바주심지 탐세라 사브랑 쇼호들 이제 시부 제요래 대집이 이제 되거든 특히 탐세 파마마데 봐요 말이야 이제 하정수 남제볼 미세나 상조제야 그리디 량이 도만 좀시나 저기서 저렇게 좀 사조제 빠져버려 뒤쪽에 저렇게 뒤랑을 가까이 제거래 뒤랑이 남들로 농제도 오잖아 몇 빠져 정도 내가 담아 사조 저기들 제거래 되게 다다 사조 대 모두들
So the most important criteria that one must possess when practicing the Jangchok is to cultivate love. And so this is really how you will be able to benefit those beings. Now, for example, normally when somebody dies, like your parent or a dear friend, you suffer a lot. And that love is small love. To increase this love, think that now my mother has died, but it's not just my mother. She's not my only mother. All sentient beings have been my mother because due to karma, I've taken on life after life, body after body, countless of times. And in these times, all beings at some point have been my mother. Then great compassion arises, and that will benefit them all. So understand that when you practice the Jangchok. So for the Jangchok, a person who performs the Jangchok must possess great compassion and must possess the refuge vow and faith in the three jewels. If you have those qualities, you can do the Jangchok. Sometimes people think that, we need a Lama to do the Jangchok. But that's not true. It's most important actually for you to do it. If you have those qualities, you can do it. And because this is, so you are able to do that, that is why we announce that widely. That's why we make it available. That's why we teach everyone how to perform the Jangchok. Now, when you want to benefit someone who is alive, for example, a sick person, that's a bit more difficult because in order for the Jangchok to be really effective, the recipient also must have some trust in karma and in bodhicitta and in the three jewels. And so if they can't develop any faith at all, then it's hard to benefit them. There's still some benefit, but not a great benefit. But someone who has passed away is much more vulnerable, so we can benefit them much easier. Also, for example, there was a person from Taiwan who had shared their dreams, and that actually is a real seeing of the bardo. So in any case, the Jangchok is very important. For example, you're in America and you have a friend in Tibet who you love very much. You want to send them a gift. You can't give it to them directly, but you can send it in the mail. So you can send something their way. And so this is how the Buddhas, with their great compassion for all beings, benefit beings in the bardo. They send them their merit. That's a method, a skillful means. The Vajrayana is rich in skillful means that require the least difficulty. So when you practice the Jangchok, think about all bardo beings and cultivate great compassion for them. Think that all beings have been my parents. You are able to think this way, you accumulate great merit that you can give them. And again, the Jangchok is something everyone can practice. That is why it's also available on a recording. So you can use that recording to perform the Jangchok. then you don't have to do all the different ritual activities. You just do the recitation and the visualization, and all the activities are performed by the recording. And so anyone can practice the Jangchok.
Garchen 지요를 다 조티백까지 소소히 첨부고를 찍자면 마치 사탕이로 찍자면 가시스로 낭비인데라고 제거를 해야 돼. 가리 싸움고도 가리 공고도 왕쇼고도 사건데 왕걸 뒤발이 다들 왕 탐지 뒤는들이 상초대 시골로 왕거로 탑을 가시는데라고 제거를 해야 돼. 다다로 장냐고 지는 그 바돌리사 조들 남상하고 또 그래. 남상들이 셈탁탁 그래.
And also one more important thing about the Jangchok is that so during the Jangchok you should think that I am also going to die because there is no one in this world who doesn't have to die. And when I die, then I will do what is mentioned in the Jangchok text. So for example, there is the refuge and the taking of the empowerment and so on. I will do all of that. I will remember all of that in the bardo and do it myself when I come into the bardo. And so when you practice the Jangchok, also think about this, that I am going to die. And if you keep that in mind and you have this determination, this resolve, this is what I'm going to do after I have died. This is what I'm going to practice in the bardo. Then you will be able to remember that in the bardo instantly. And in this way, you will be able to tame your own mind in the bardo.
Home, innate awareness in the form of Amitabha. Look at the mind that is free of subject-object duality. There is no Amitabha than that. How wondrous is the truth body of self-knowing awareness. Now we'll do Jangchok, burning away of afflictions. Text. First we'll do for the living, following the red writing.
Jangchok.
The vase is a self-born vast palace, inside which appear the deities supremely clear like planets and stars reflected in a limpid lake. Light streams forth from its life force, seed and mantra, winds around the mantra thread, and dissolves into the vase deities' hearts. From their bodies flows pristine nectar, merging indivisibly with the waters of the vase. The deities melt into wisdom nectar, merging inseparably into one with the vase water. I pray to you, precious Guru, kind Lord of Dharma. I call you with longing. Unfortunate ones have no hope but you. Grant your blessings that our minds merge indivisibly. From the state of emptiness appears your initial adorned with a bindu. It transforms into you, the patron, appearing with the complete aggregates, elements, and sense sources, taking refuge in the three jewels and the deities of the mandala. Page 7. Namo. By the power of the truth of the infinite hosts of the three roots and the power of the deities mantra, mudra, and samadhi, the negativities, obscurations, faults, and downfalls of the patron are called to this support. Namo, by the power of the truth of the infinite hosts of the three roots and the power of the deities mantra, mudra, and samadhi, the negativities, obscurations, faults, and the downfalls of the patron are called to this support. Rivajra Ankusha Ja. Page 8. Demons of the body, illnesses, evil spirits who steal our lives, those who cause obstacles to lifespan, manipulate our radiance, and take away the emblems of our souls. Inborn demon of death, yamas, mamos, gods, demons, kingly spirits, and demonesses, all those with deadly grudges who come for our resources, bodies, and lives, and all karmic creditors who come to collect their debts. Take this living object of the senses as ransom for our lives, and take delight and be rid of your longing to harm. Inscribed on the 6 places of the patron's body are the 6 seeds of the 6 classes. Arising as the Yidam, my fingers are the Buddhas of the 5 families and their consorts. Page 12. Light rays of primordial wisdom stream from their points of union, burning away the seeds of the 6 classes. Instantly, at Buddha's birth, the gods offer him ablution. Just so will I bathe your body with the pure waters of the gods. Even though the Buddha's sublime body, speech, and mind are unstained by the afflictions, to purify the 3 doors, veils of self and others, I make this bathing offering with the purest water. I dry their bodies with exquisite cloth, pure and sweetly fragrant. The host of victorious deities abides within the vast palace of this blessed vase. Nature of the 6 perfections, its water cleanses the stains of the 6 afflictions. Ablution water endowed with samadhi and mantra, a vast ocean of good qualities. Bathe your lotus mind in the moon mandala reflected in the water of primordial wisdom. Thus purified, may you, the patron, become pristine like a white pearl with no stain left to cleanse. All habits and obscurations of your body, speech, and mind become pure. May there be auspiciousness by day, auspiciousness at night, and auspiciousness at midday too. Auspiciousness forever, day and night. Through the three jewels, may auspiciousness prevail. Om. Listen, fortunate one of noble family, have faith in the Guru and the deity, and come here with joy and respect to gaze upon this sublime mandala. The denizens of hells arise out of aggression. See them as a mirror, clear and empty. Avarice, the world of hungry ghosts, realize it as the state of sameness wisdom. Ignorance, the world of animals, is the luminosity of Dharmadhatu wisdom. Attachment, the domains of humans, is the self-nature of discriminating wisdom. Jealousy, the realms of demigods, is the creative energy of spontaneously accomplishing wisdom. Realize the three planes of the gods' abodes within the state of clear and empty wisdom. The impure six samsaric states are the abodes of six pure wisdoms. Within the single empty nature of the mind itself, even the concepts of pure or impure do not exist. Enter the heart of awareness, the mandala of spontaneous, empty clarity. Embodiments of all the Buddhas, the very essence of Vajra holders and the root of the three jewels, homage to all Gurus, compassionate protectors, omniscient guides, ocean of merit and good qualities, homage to the Buddhas. To the pure cause that liberates from lower rebirth, virtuous action devoid of attachment, the supreme and singular ultimate truth, homage to the Dharma that is peace. Liberated yourself, you show the path to liberation, well-founded in the pure trainings, a sacred field of noble qualities, homage to the Sangha too. Homage to the unwavering Dharmakaya, the wisdom mind beyond expression, the great Bliss Sambhogakaya, the five Buddhas and their families, and the Nirmanakaya of peace and wrath, the deities, the myriad expressions of compassion's skillful means, with bodies as numerous as dust motes in all universes. I will always pay homage with great devotion to all those worthy of respect. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. In an instant, the patrons transform into the pure deity. Om. In this vase, this precious and vast palace, is the divine assembly of the three roots. Its water transforms to wisdom nectar to empty samsara from its very depth. Fortunate one, empowerment is given to you. May the obscurations of your body, speech, and mind be purified, and may you obtain empowerment of enlightened body, speech, and mind. Page 41. Buddha of infinite light, chief guide of beings in this world, glorious conqueror of all untimely death, refuge for suffering beings without protection, to you, Amitabha, I prostrate. Being generous and keeping morality, cultivating patience and being diligent, meditating and realizing the fundamental nature, may there be the auspiciousness of such goodness here and now. Page 38.
Take a break.
Now we'll take a break. Just a reminder, please everyone submit their mantra accumulations on our homepage before the end of this session, and we'll begin on page 4 in the Burning Away Affliction text to do it for the deceased next. From the state of emptiness appears your initial adorned with a bindu. It transforms into you, referred to as the one past, appearing with the complete aggregates, elements, and sense sources, just as when alive, taking refuge in the 3 jewels and the deities of the mandala. Oh, listen, child of noble family, now past. The life you cared for has now come to its end. You have gone to a place beyond the 5 aggregates, a city of illusion. Wherever you are born in the 6 realms, all samsaric states lack happiness, especially in the 3 miserable states of existence. The suffering is inconceivable. Therefore, listen, child of noble family. Do not attach to this samsaric world. Resist the tempting calls of evil forces that will lead you astray. With mind directed on the yidam single-pointedly to this supreme place and the holy presence of the Master and Deity, come instantly. Namo, by the power of the truth of the infinite hosts of the 3 roots and the power of the deities mantra, mudra, and samadhi, wherever your consciousness abides, child past you, are called to this support. Ri Vajra Amkusha Ja. Namo, by the power of the truth of the infinite hosts of the 3 roots and the power of the deities mantra, mudra, and samadhi, wherever your consciousness abides, child past you, are called to this support. Ri Vajra Amkusha Ja. Namo, by the power of the truth of the infinite hosts of 3 roots and the power of the deities mantra, mudra, and samadhi, wherever your consciousness abides, child past you, are called to this support. Ri Vajra Amkusha Ja. Ja Hom Bam Ho. Page 10. All you dualistic and confused appearances, you spirits, obstructors, and elementals, take this torma and go to your abodes. Within the Dharmakaya state where primordial awareness, the deity, and mantra are non-dual, the mandala of boundaries is formed spontaneously and naturally. Inscribed on the 6 places of your body, passed on child, are the 6 seeds of the 6 classes. Arising as the Yidam, my fingers are the Buddhas of the 5 families and their consorts. Light rays of primordial wisdom stream from their points of union, burning away the seeds of the 6 classes. Instantly, at Buddha's birth, the gods offer him ablution. Just so, I will bathe your body with the pure waters of the gods. Even though the Buddha's sublime body, speech, and mind are unstained by the afflictions, to purify the 3 doors, veils of self and others, I make this bathing offering with the purest water.
Om Sarva Tata Abekengade Samaya
I dry their bodies with exquisite cloth, pure and sweetly fragrant.
Om Sarva Tata Gaya Meshoda Nesova.
Whom the host of victorious deities abides within the vast palace of this blessed vase, nature of the six perfections, its water cleanses the stains of the six afflictions.
Om Sarvatata Abekengade Sama
Home, ablution water endowed with samadhi and mantra, a vast ocean of good qualities. Bathe your lotus mind in the moon mandala reflected in the water of primordial wisdom. Thus purified, may you, child past, become pristine like a white pearl with no stain left to cleanse. All habits and obscurations of your body, speech, and mind become pure.
Sarva Siddhi Metta Yenta Sarva Karma Sutra Jiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Hu Vangaven Sarva Tatanga Metta Mame Metta Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Om Sarva Tatanga
May there be auspiciousness by day, auspiciousness at night, and auspiciousness at midday too. Auspiciousness forever, day and night. Through the three jewels, may auspiciousness prevail. Home. Listen, deceased child of noble family, have faith in the Guru and the deity, and come here with joy and respect to gaze upon this sublime mandala. The denizens of hells arise out of aggression. See them as a mirror, clear and empty. Avarice, the world of hungry ghosts, realize it as the state of sameness wisdom. Ignorance, the world of animals, is the luminosity of Dharmadhatu wisdom. Attachment, the domains of humans, is the self-nature of discriminating wisdom. Jealousy, the realms of demigods, is the creative energy of spontaneously accomplishing wisdom. Realize the three planes of the gods' abodes within the state of clear and empty wisdom. The impure six samsaric states are the abodes of six pure wisdoms. Within the single empty nature of the mind itself, even the concepts of pure or impure do not exist. Enter the heart of awareness, the mandala of spontaneous empty clarity. Imbibe embodiments of all the Buddhas, the very essence of Vajra holders, the root and the root of the three jewels, homage to all gurus, compassionate protectors, omniscient guides, ocean of merit and good qualities, homage to the Buddhas, to the pure cause that liberates from lower rebirth, virtuous action devoid of attachment, the supreme and singular ultimate truth, homage to the Dharma that is peace. Liberated yourself, you show the path to liberation, well-founded in the pure trainings, a sacred field of noble qualities, homage to the Sangha too, homage to the unwavering Dharmakaya, the wisdom mind beyond expression, the great Bliss Sambhogakaya, the five Buddhas and their families, and the Nirmanakaya of peace and wrath, the deities, the myriad expressions of compassion's skillful means, with bodies as numerous as dust motes in all universes. I will always pay homage with great devotion to all those worthy of respect. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. You oceans of refuge, please liberate countless sentient beings and myself from the fear of evil states, and please guide us to the state of liberation. In an instant, you departed ones, transform into the pure deity. Om. In this vase, this precious and vast palace, is the divine assembly of the three roots. Its water transforms to wisdom nectar, to empty samsara from its very depths. Child now past, empowerment is given to you. May the obscurations of your body, speech, and mind be purified, and may you obtain empowerment of enlightened body, speech, and mind.
Om Ame Dewachen, Om Benzar Sato Samaya, Mandabalaya, Benzar Sato Denova, Ita Dedo Mebawa, Sudo Kayo Mebawa, Subba Kayo Mebawa, Anurado Mebawa, Sarva Sede Mebaya, Sarva Karma Sundrame, Sedangya Guru Ho, Ha 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 Ho Banga, Sarva Dada Dada Beza Mamem, Beza Bava Ma Samaya, Sadhu Gaya Vaga Zeta, Sarva Abeken, Om Ahoje Rayanka Om Ahom Om Ahom Om Ahoy Nama Sarva Tata Vaisho Meshbam Sarva Deva Unga De Savare Ema Gandana Kam Sova Nama Sarva Dada Gada Vaisho Meshbam Sarva Deva Unga De Savare Ema Gandana Kam Sova Nama Sarva Dada Vaisho Meshbam
Listen, child of noble family who has passed and changed. We, your dear family, reach out for you with love. Friends with shared aspirations and karma have no chance to be together long. Yet with loving mind we have gathered various enjoyments, and the Master, who is endowed with compassionate means, has arranged enjoyments, great treasure troves of wealth, delicious food, rich in nutrition, satisfying tastes of various kinds, and drinks dispelling the pain of the afflictions, consecrating them with mudras, mantras, and samadhi. These are dedicated to you, the deceased child of noble family. May they pacify all suffering of hunger and thirst without exception, and turn into an inexhaustible supply of food and drink, having arranged myriad desirable offerings of form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and the like, actually prepared and mentally created, consecrated with mudras, mantras, and samadhi. I dedicate them to you, passed on child of noble family. May the clinging to the six sensations be freed in its natural place. Page 31. Om Ahom. All beings of the 5 or 6 classes who take birth in 4 ways, the special guests of my compassion, and in particular the 2 classes of impoverished hungry ghosts, all those who have left behind their physical supports yesterday, this morning, or some years, months, days, or hours ago, who have not yet found their future bodies, who are without refuge or shelter, protection, or helping friends on their dreadful journey through the bardo of becoming, who have no support of past collections and little virtue to call upon, whose aggregates combine 4 names of which sensation is by nature suffering, who are tormented by confused perceptions and bewilderment, and anguished by cold, hunger, and thirst, whose lifespan is uncertain, who are like a feather blown around by wind, and who have no control over where to go. We dedicate these offerings especially to these bardo beings, as well as all the other beings dwelling in the bardo. May you be at ease, having met with perfect dwelling places, companions, enjoyments, food, and drink. In such a state, may you behold noble Avalokiteshvara and the Bodhisattva, eliminator of obscurations. May you recognize the bardo as such and seal confused appearances, remembering the Guru, the 3 jewels, the Yidam, and the view. May the obscurations of all misdeeds be instantly purified. Thus may you attain mastery of awareness and pass with sudden force to special pure lands such as Dewachen or Lotus Light. Home. Listen, passed on child of noble family, wherever in psychic existence you are born, its nature is suffering of 3 kinds, unattached and without craving. Give rise to the supreme mind of awakening and remember the truth, the Dharmata. Within the illusory state, realize that the 5 paths are without self-nature. May your subtle mental body, the luminous essence, go to the field called Lotus Array and attain actual awakening indivisibly from the wisdom state of infinite illumination. The consciousness in the form of awe dissolves into the heart of Amitabha. Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, protector Amitabha, I pay homage, make offerings, and take refuge. Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, protector Amitabha, I pay homage, make offerings, and take refuge. Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, protector Amitabha, I pay homage, make offerings, and take refuge. 3. In the pure land of great bliss is infinite illumination, the embodiment of compassion. I supplicate you with intense and heartfelt yearning. This body is a city of illusion, a fleeting water bubble, a filthy house of karma, afflictions, and confusion, in which is the disciple's luminous mind itself, the Dharmakaya. May it transfer into the presence of the Buddha Amitabha. Transfer into the presence of the Buddha Amitabha. May it transfer into the presence of the Buddha Amitabha. By the force of the noble and supreme conquerors, compassionate blessings, and our faith, our mind streams blend non-dually in a mere instant. Grant blessings to take birth in Dewachen. Ah. Light rays of wisdom in the form of fire emerge from the hearts of all the mandala deities and purify all the aggregates, elements, sense bases, and samsaric phenomenon of the deceased into the space of primordial purity without reference point. In the hearth of Dharmadhatu, the fire of wisdom awareness is lit upon the wood pile of self-grasping, burning away the afflictions and habitual tendencies of the one past. The fire that is without aspiration for arising or cessation, without abiding and without characteristics, this self-born wisdom fire has burned away the conceptual imagination of believing in a self. In truth, all objects to be burnt and those who burn them are primordially and effortlessly awakened. The self-born wisdom, the natural spontaneous Dharmakaya, appears here.
Sukhavati.
Now we'll do the long prayer for wishing prayer of Dewachen.
Hello, the Phowa de Samaki, Hakogore, Phowa, Chukul Phowa, Logu Phowa, Tuku Phowa, the Subiore, the Ritata Sam, Sekdina, Nika Tanguiore, the Tuku Phowa, that's a day of Pocam de Pitan, the Sakayo, some Hijagoni, the Longo Phowa, the Tedic Dandi, Beat or Tana, sent the chicken body, jelly the chicken body. Dandi the parasol chocolate, the Unis Haji Chadi, the Longo Poadi, Chuku Poadi, the consent the chicken body, Potam Posium, the chicken body, coach sugary, sugar Nankata, the jelly did. There are Tawa Ha Gordon Tanati, Poajani, Poajani, the Tonam de Dema Togo, or somebody, somebody, Tonam Kari Tongo, like said with the Tongo edge.
Everyone should understand Phowa. There's 3 kinds of Phowa. The Dharmakaya Phowa, the Sambhogakaya Phowa, and the Nirmanakaya Phowa, all of which are encompassed by bodhicitta. In the Nirmanakaya Phowa, we visualize the aggregates, sense sources, and elements being burned away through love and compassion. For the Sambhogakaya Phowa, the deceased mind that is free from self-grasping is inherently Buddha nature. When self-grasping is purified through the 6 paramitas, the mind itself becomes Buddha. Dharmakaya Phowa recognizes that within Buddha nature, there is neither someone to transfer nor a place to transfer to. Buddha nature is the Dharmakaya, inherently like space. Milarepa said that anyone performing Phowa for others must have realized the view, which is the path of seeing. So what must one see on the path of seeing? One must see the nature of mind.
过程一切都是没有的，所以没有任何，一切都是在法性当中一如，一切都是在法身当中一如，所以没有需要牵转和能够牵转的两者，无有能所。 那么这就是密勒日巴说的安住于见道上面。那么何为安住于见道上面呢？安住于见地上，何为到达见道呢？安住于见地之上，即是到达了见道。
내롱 통 강사 서이나 이렇게 파생진 당체를 쇠와요리 저희 쇼 저거 첫 쇠와용이 좀 되더니 자롱처럼 당처를 이렇게 죽을 포도 요리 포도나 죽을 포와지 도지 못해 검자 죽기 뭐 서그 내롱 통로 되게 샘지 가래 뒤나 첫째와 요걸 저기 지우고래 저기 지면은 양용건 말에 이때 차성한테 좀 뭐하다 상태의 취지 탑동들이 상태의 책이 뒤지 뭐요래.
Those who see the nature of mind experience love for all beings. In Phowa practice, love for the deceased quickly melts the ice into water, facilitating their transition into the Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya Phowa is the actual Phowa. Therefore, meditation is most important. A practitioner who sees the nature of mind must feel love toward any being they focus on, and that being must feel trust in the practitioner. Without trust, it won't be accomplished. It is said that in the Dharmakaya Phowa, bodhicitta is the skillful means of the Dharmadhatu. These words embody the importance of love.
음.
那么，请大家翻开《极乐愿文法本》第8页。
From here in the direction of the setting sun, beyond a multitude of innumerable worlds, slightly elevated, is the land of the noble beings, the perfectly pure realm of Dewachen. Although Dewachen is not visible to our water bubble-like eyes, it can clearly appear to our mind. There resides the subduer and victorious one, measureless light, who is of ruby red color and blazing radiance. He is adorned with the top knot on his head, the wheels on his feet, and so on, 32 signs of perfection and the 80 minor marks. He has a single face, 2 arms, and the mudra of equanimity, holding an alms bowl. He wears the 3 Dharma robes. In a crossed posture, he is seated on a lotus of 1,000 petals, with a moon disk from which arises a Bodhi tree that serves as his backrest. From far away, he looks at me with his eyes of compassion. On his right is the Bodhisattva eyes of compassionate wisdom, Avalokiteshvara, of white color, holding in his left hand a white lotus. On his left is the Bodhisattva of great power, Vajrapani, of blue color, holding in his left hand a lotus marked with a Vajra. Both of them extend their right hands towards us in the refuge-bestowing mudra. These 3 main deities appear like Mount Meru, the king of mountains, radiant, pouring forth splendor and illuminating. They dwell accompanied by their retinue of 1 trillion Gelong bodhisattvas, all of them also of golden color, adorned with marks and signs, dressed in the 3 Dharma robes of great resplendence. With a devotion that does not make any difference between near and far, I prostrate full of respect with my 3 doors. The Dharmakaya, limitless radiance, Lord of the Buddha family, emanates from his right hand light rays that become Chenrezig, 1 billion secondary emanations of the mighty Chenrezig. From his left hand, he emanates light rays that become Tara, with 1 billion secondary emanations of Tara. From his heart, light rays go out, manifesting Padmasambhava, together with 1 billion secondary emanations of Organ. I prostrate to the Dharmakaya, measureless light. With the eyes of a Buddha during all 6 periods of the day and night, he constantly regards with love all sentient beings. His enlightened mind is constantly aware of whatever thoughts or ideas arise in the mind of all sentient beings. His enlightened ear constantly hears distinctly without confusion whatever words are spoken by all sentient beings. I prostrate to the all-knowing measureless light.
Except for those who have rejected the Dharma or accomplished the deeds of immediate retribution, all who have faith in you and make their wishing prayers will be born in Dewachen, and their prayers will be fulfilled. It is said that in the bardo he will come and will guide us into this land. I prostrate to the guide, measureless light. Your lifespan lasting for countless kalpas, you stay here and do not go beyond suffering. If we pray to you with one pointed respect, it is said that except for the complete ripening of karma, the end of our life force will happen only after 100 years, and the various kinds of untimely death will be averted. I prostrate to Protector Amitabha. It is said that it is of greater merit to join the palms out of faith on hearing the name of Amitabha and about Dewachen than to fill countless 3,000-fold universes of vast extent with jewels and to offer them as gifts. For this reason, I respectfully prostrate to measureless light. Whosoever hears the name of Amitabha and develops just once a faith, which comes from the depth of his heart and bones, and is not empty talk, will never lose the path to enlightenment. I prostrate to the Protector, measureless light. From the time of hearing the name of Buddha, measureless light, until obtaining Buddhahood, I will not be born in an inferior body, but take birth in a good family and have a pure conduct in all lives to come. I prostrate to measureless light, gone to bliss. My body and all my possessions, together with my roots of virtue, whatever offerings that are actually present or emanated by mind, including the auspicious substances, the 8 auspicious signs, the 7 precious items, whatever offerings exist since all times, billions of 3,000-fold universes with their 4 continents, the central mountain, the sun, and the moon together, with all the wealth of gods, nagas, and humans, I take them up in my mind and offer them to Amitabha. By the force of your compassion, accept these for my own benefit. I lay open and confess all the non-virtuous deeds which have been committed from beginningless time until now by myself, by all sentient beings, headed by my father and mother. I lay open and confess the 3 unwholesome acts of the body, killing, taking what is not given, and impure conduct. I lay open and confess the 4 unwholesome acts of the speech, lying, slandering, rough speech, and gossip. I lay open and confess the 3 unwholesome acts of mind, covetousness, malice, and wrong views. I lay open and confess the 5 deeds of immediate retribution which we accumulated, killing our father, our mother, our teacher, or an arhat, and intending to cause harm to the body of the victorious one. I lay open and confess the evil deeds similar to the deeds of immediate retribution, killing a gelong or getsu, making a nun fall, destroying a statue, stupa, or temple, and so on. I lay open and confess the evil acts of abandoning the Dharma, like abandoning the 3 supports, etc., the jewels, the temple, and the supreme speech. I lay open and confess all of these accumulated very negative, useless actions like abusing bodhisattvas, which is of greater evil than to kill the sentient beings of the 3 realms. Compared to the 5 crimes of immediate retribution, it is more negative not to believe in the benefits of virtuous deeds and the difficulties resulting from non-virtue, and to think that this is not true and simply a pedagogical device, and this, although we received explanations on the duration and extent of suffering in the hell realms and so on. I lay open and confess this negative karma that makes liberation impossible. I lay open and confess all breakage and damages of the discipline of individual liberation, including the 5 categories of faults, the 4 root downfalls, the 13 with the remainder, transgressions, the downfalls, individually confessed damages, and the faults. I lay open and confess all the transgressions concerning the bodhisattva training, the 4 negative actions, 5 and 8 downfalls. I lay open and confess the samaya damages of the secret mantra, the 14 root downfalls, and the transgressions of the 8 secondary vows. I lay open and confess all harmful deeds which I did not understand to be harmful, the non-virtuous deeds that I have committed due to not requesting vows, and all evil deeds of which I was not aware of as actually being harmful, like impure sexual misconduct, drinking alcohol, and so on. I lay open and confess the serious transgressions and downfalls due to receiving refuge vows, initiations, and so on, but not knowing to keep the respective vows and commitments. Since the confession will not purify if there is no regret, I confess with great remorse, with shame, and with despair at my previous harmful deeds, as if poison had obtained the depth of my being. Since there will be no purification if I am not keeping to my vows from now on, I promise in my mind from today onwards never to commit non-virtuous activity, even at the cost of my life. Please, Sugata, measureless light, and your heirs grant your blessing so that my stream of being may be completely purified. When I hear about others who have accomplished wholesome acts, I abandon all unwholesome thoughts of jealousy and rejoice in their deeds with heartfelt joy, which is said to make us obtain a merit equal to theirs. For this reason, I rejoice in whatever virtuous deeds deeds are accomplished by realized and ordinary beings. I also rejoice in the vast activity accomplished for the benefit of beings due to developing the mind of supreme, unsurpassable enlightenment. I rejoice in giving up the 10 unwholesome and performing the 10 wholesome acts, to protect the life of others, to give offerings, to keep one's vows, to speak the truth, to reconcile adversaries, to speak peacefully, gently, and sincerely, and to engage in conversations which are meaningful, to have little desire, to cultivate love and compassion, and to practice the Dharma. In all these virtuous acts I rejoice. I exhort all those perfect Buddhas who dwell in all the myriad worlds of the 10 directions to quickly and extensively turn the wheel of Dharma without waiting any longer. Please be aware of this request with your clairvoyant mind. I supplicate all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, holders of the teaching, and the spiritual friends who intend to go beyond suffering to remain and not pass into nirvana. As it was shown, I dedicate all my virtuous acts of the 3 times for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all of us quickly obtain unsurpassable enlightenment and stir the 3 realms of samsara from their depth. May these virtuous deeds quickly ripen for me and pacify the 18 causes of untimely death in this life. May I be endowed with the physical strength of a healthy adolescent in full bloom. May my material wealth never decline but increase as the river Ganges in the monsoon. May I practice the noble Dharma without danger through demons or enemies. May all my wishes be fulfilled in accordance with the Dharma. May I be of great benefit for the teaching and for beings. May I accomplish the true meaning of this human existence. At the very moment when I and all those who have a connection with me pass beyond this life, may the emanation of Buddha Amitabha, surrounded by his retinue of Sangha of monks, actually come to meet us. On seeing him, may our mind be happy and joyful, and may there be no more suffering of death. May by the force of their miraculous powers the 8 Bodhisattva brothers appear in the sky and guide us, indicating the path to Dewachen. The suffering in the lower realms is unbearable, and the joy and well-being of gods and humans is impermanent. Understanding this, may I develop a fearful mind and develop disgust with samsara that had to be endured from beginningless time till now. Even those who go from one supreme human life to another experience countless times birth, old age, illness, and death. In these difficult, degenerate times, when there are many obstacles and the well-being and happiness of humans and gods are similar to food mixed with poison, may I have not even a hair tip of attachment. May I be free of even the slightest attachment to relatives, food, wealth, and companions, which are impermanent and illusory like a dream. May I understand the countries, places, and lodgings to have no real existence, just like the places and houses in my dreams. Like a criminal liberated from prison, may I, without ever looking back, escape from this ocean of samsara that knows no freedom to the pure realm of Dewachen. Having cut all lengths of attachment and desire, may I fly off in space, just like a vulture freed from a net, and instantly reach Dewachen, traveling beyond the countless universes in the western direction. May I see the face of Buddha, measureless light, who is actually dwelling there, and purify all my veils. May I take the superior of the 4 kinds of birth and be miraculously born from the heart of a lotus flower. Obtaining in one instant the complete perfect body, may I receive a body endowed with all the marks and the signs. If I doubt and hesitate to be born there, the blossom of the flower will not open for 500 years, but inside of it I will be happy and content with all enjoyments. Even though I will hear the word of the Buddha, may this fault of delayed meeting with the Buddha's face not happen to me. May the flower open as soon as I am born, so that I may see the face of Amitabha. By the force of my merit and magical powers, may inconceivable clouds of offerings emanate from the palms of my hands as offerings to the Buddha and his retinue. May at that moment the Tathagata stretch out his right hand, place it on my head, and may I obtain his prophecy of enlightenment. Having listened to the Dharma, which is profound and vast, may my mind ripen and be liberated. Chenrezig and Vajrapani, being the principal bodhisattvas, may I be blessed and guided by these 2. Almost every day, countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions come to make offerings and see Amitabha in this land. At that time, may I pay homage to all of them and obtain the nectar of the Dharma. Through my limitless magical powers, may I go in the morning towards the realm of true happiness, to the glorious land, to the land's supreme activity and dense array. May I request initiations, blessings, and vows of the Buddhas Akshobhya, Ratnasambhava, Amoghasiddhi, Vairocana, etc. Make many offerings, and in the evening, without any effort, return to Dewachen itself. There are a billion realms of pure emanations, such as the lands of Potala, Alakavita, Kairava, and the land of Urgan, with a billion Chenrezig, Tara, Vajrapani, and Padmasambhava. May I encounter them and make oceans of offerings, requests, initiations, and profound pith instructions, and quickly return without any obstacle to my place in Dewachen. May I clearly see with my divine eye all the close friends, monks, and students, and so on, and may I be able to guard and protect them, bestow blessings, and at the time of their death guide them to this land. This fortunate eon that lasts one eon equals only a single day in Dewachen. May I live countless Dewachen eons without ever dying and continuously remain in this land. From Maitreya to Mopa, the final one, may I see all the Buddhas of the fortunate eon when they appear in this world. With my magical powers, may I go to meet these Buddhas and make offerings to them, and listen to the noble Dharma, and then again, without any obstacles, return to the Pure Land of Dewachen. Dewachen unites the totality of the qualities of the Buddha realms of 81 billion trillion Buddhas. May I be reborn in this land of Dewachen, outstandingly supreme among all pure lands. The ground of which is made of jewels, is as smooth as the palm of a hand and vast, spacious and radiant, blazing with light rays. When it is pressed down, it gives way, and on lifting up, it rebounds. May I be reborn in this joyful, pleasant land of happiness. There are wish-fulfilling trees made of many jewels with leaves of fine silk and fruits ornamented with jewels. On them gather flocks of emanation birds, which chant in very agreeable ways, proclaiming the sounds of the profound and vast Dharma. May I be reborn in this land of great wonders. The many rivers are perfumed water with 8 qualities, and the water in the bathing ponds is of nectar. They are surrounded by stairs and cornices made of the 7 kinds of jewels, and display fragrant lotus flowers bearing fruit and emanating countless rays of lotus light. The tips of the light rays are adorned with emanated Buddhas. May I be reborn in this land of greatest marvel. May I be born in this land of great joy, where even the words 8 unfitting conditions or hell are unheard of, and where never any suffering is known. Neither are the 5 or 3 emotions that are like poisons, nor sickness, mental illness, enemies, poverty, quarrels, and so on. May I be born in this land of limitless qualities, where there is no men or women or beings born from a womb, since all are noble beings born from within lotus flowers. Here all bodies are without any difference of golden color, endowed with marks and signs like the top knot on their head, and so on, possessing all 5 special powers and the 5 eyes. Whatever I desire and think of, palaces made of a variety of jewels, and all enjoyments arise by themselves. No effort is necessary, all needs are spontaneously fulfilled. There is no distinction between you and me, no clinging to a self. All my wishes manifest as offering clouds arising from the palm of my hand, and everyone practices the Dharma of the unsurpassable great vehicle. May I be born in this realm, source of all bliss and happiness. A fragrant breeze brings great showers of flowers, and from the trees and rivers, lotus flowers, arise heaps of clouds with all sorts of enjoyments, agreeable shapes, sounds, smells, tastes, and touches. There are no women, but an abundance of emanated goddesses. May these many offering goddesses continuously present offerings. At the time when I wish to rest, jewel palaces appear, and when I wish to sleep, beautiful thrones arise, covered with many pillows and cushions of fine silk, together with birds, wish-fulfilling trees, rivers, music, and so on. When I wish to listen to them, they emanate the pleasant sound of Dharma. When I do not want, no sound is heard. Also, the ponds and rivers are exactly as I wish, cold or warm, just as it is pleasing to me. May I be born in this land, where all wishes are fulfilled. The perfect Buddha, measureless light, will remain in this land for countless eons, without going into nirvana. May I act as his servant for all this time, until his passing into peace after 2 times the number of eons as there are sand particles in the Ganges. His teaching will remain. At that time, may I not be separated from his regent, Chenrezig, and uphold the noble Dharma. When at dusk the sun of the Dharma is setting, the very next morning Chenrezig will be a perfect Buddha. He will be the king whose light rays manifest the accumulated splendor of all noble ones. When this happens, may I see his face, make offerings, and listen to the noble Dharma. During the 66 trillion million eons that he will live, may I continuously be his servant, worship him, and uphold the noble Dharma without ever forgetting to remember his words. After he passed into nirvana, his teaching will remain 3 times 600 billion million eons. May I uphold the Dharma during all this time and never be separated from Vajrapani. When Vajrapani becomes the Buddha, completely reliable Tathagata, king of abundant jewel-like qualities, with a lifespan and teaching just as those of Chenrezig, may we continuously be the servants of this Buddha as well. Present our offerings and uphold all the noble Dharma. When my life is over, may I instantly obtain unsurpassable perfect Buddhahood in this or one of the other pure realms. Having obtained perfect Buddhahood, may all beings, just as with Amitabha, be ripened and liberated by simply hearing my name, and may there arise through countless emanations that guide sentient beings, and through other means, spontaneously and without effort, a limitless benefit for beings. The Buddha's lifespan, his merit, his qualities, and his pristine awareness, as well as his splendor, are beyond measure, and it is said that someone who remembers your name, be it Dharmakaya, limitless radiance, measureless light, Amitabha, or Bhagavan of immeasurable life and primordial wisdom, Amitayas, will be protected against all dangers through fire, water, poisons, weapons, evildoers, demons, and so on, with the only exception of the full ripening of previous karma. By remembering your name and prostrating, please protect us all from dangers and sufferings, and grant your blessing of excellent auspiciousness. Through the blessing of having mastered the three bodies of the Buddha, through the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharmata, and through the blessing of the undivided aspiration of the Sangha, may all of my prayers be accomplished just as it is wished. I prostrate to the three jewels, Tayata, Penza, Driva, Awa, Bodhanaye, Swaha. I prostrate to the three jewels, Namo Manjushriye, Namo Shushriye, Namo Uttama Shriye, Swaha.
Amitabha means sadhana. Amitabha Rekhaben.
Page 20 in the Amitabha Sadhana. Transcendent Conqueror, Protector, Buddha Amitabha, and noble assembly of loving bodhisattvas, compassionately look upon us afflicted beings and guide us to the Pure Land of Sukhavati. In accord with your past bodhicitta vows, not wavering from the sacred bond, Deity with great compassion, please exhaust all negative karma and empty samsara from its depths. At this very moment, please act as our guide, as I, with intense devotion, have thus invoked the enlightened mind. Red light rays of compassion radiate from the heart of Amitabha and dissolve into the hearts of myself and all beings. Self-grasping, misconceptions, and delusion have collapsed in themselves. The state of selfless Dharmakaya is realized, and I rest in the nature of clarity and emptiness, free from grasping and elaboration. By all the limitless and sacred merit obtained through this meditation and recitation, may all beings drowning in the river of suffering attain the supreme state of Amitabha. Hum Hri, all-pervasive Dharmakaya, protector Amitabha, Sambhogakayas, the loving assembly of Bodhisattvas and Nirmanakayas, the gathering of Shravakas and Arhats, together with your retinues, please endow all beings with the auspiciousness to progress to Sukhavati. Long life prayer for Garchen Rinpoche, an excellent stream of the elixir of immortality, a prayer for the long life of Garchen, glorious Garchen. Swasti. Unchanging great bliss, Dharmakaya, unceasing manifold creativity, Sambhogakaya, dance of compassion without object, Nirmanakaya, protector in nature, the indivisible three Kayas, protect us. White as the autumn moon, replete with its 16 parts, the protectress from the 8 fears, mother of the 3 times victors, sits in the center of a white lotus holding an upala, wish-granting chakra, bestow immortal life. The one known in the Holy Land as Arya Deva emanated into the Gar clan of eastern Tibet as Chadingpa, the heart son of Jingding Gompo. May the life of the glorious Garchen remain steadfast for 100 eons. The full moon ornament of the 3 jewels, teaching is exalted above the crevasses of the eastern mountains, yet its cool rays nurture the white lilies of the lower slopes. May Garchen, the moon that benefits others, live long. Casting to the wind all concern for food, clothing, and fame, he is girded with the armor of wisdom, morality, and a good heart. As firm in the 3 samadhis as the ocean is deep, may Garchen, lamp flame of definitive meaning, live long. In this age of strife, when the victor's teaching faces hardship through his powerful Vajra-like conduct, he takes on himself the heavy responsibility of the unbiased teaching. May Garchen, the son of the teaching, live long. There is no chance for demonic obstacles to affect the 3 secrets of the Lama who possesses blessings. Yet, in accord with the principle of auspicious interdependence, this wish-granting supplication is wonderful. Through the compassionate truth and power of the 3 jewels and 3 roots, and through the might of Mahakala and Choki Droma, may these words of benediction made with pure heart be accordingly and spontaneously accomplished without hindrance. Page 26 in the Yellow Prayer Book. May the teaching of the great Drigumpa Ratna Shri, Master of Interdependence, Omniscient Lord of Dharma, who has seen all knowable things, be upheld through teachings and practice, through hearing, reflecting, and meditating until the end of existence. Your 1,000 arms are the 1,000 wheel-turning kings. Your 1,000 eyes are the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortunate eon. Your love is boundless like space. I supplicate the Bodhisattva Chenrezig. Tashidelek to all Madama friends, my Bodhicitta friends, who are here and who are following on the live stream.
Practicing Amitabha is important for everyone, as it serves as a long life offering for the root guru and a way of cultivating perfect virtue in oneself. Dashidelek.
这也阿弥陀佛的修持也能够承办对于根本上师的常住住世祈愿。
This concludes our annual Amitabha mantra accumulation retreat, and I want to report all of the numbers as Garchen Rinpoche has requested. So online, we had people from 32 countries participating in the retreat, and as many as 4,263 views on our YouTube channel. And the total mantra accumulations from everyone here in the temple and online came to 2,042,591 mantras. So it's really wonderful. Could you translate that? Can you translate that? 32 countries participated, and 4,000.
Would you say I write it down for
Okay, but for everybody else.
ready? Okay. 会长克里斯汀娜说，有33个国家的法友参与线上的修法，线上闭关。And
4,263 people online viewed 4,263 viewed online.
OK， 那线上参与的法友有4,263位的法友共同参与线上的修法。
And a total of mantras of 2,042,591.
那么总共的咒数有240多万。
And we also want to thank all of our Taiwan brothers and sisters here for practicing so diligently here with all of us together. It's been very special. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the great love and wisdom of our beloved Guru, Garchen Rinpoche. So we want to thank him on behalf of the Garchen Institute for leading and guiding us in this practice of Amitabha. And we've got a little kata hang up on the flower, which is, And so we thank you so much, Rinpoche. We love you.
那么大家所有来自台湾的同修，我们能够一起聚集在这边，然后大家也展现了极为精进的修持。这是我们能够在一起聚在一起，是一个十分特别的时光。那么这一切若不是由于我们的上师感谢仁波切，一切都不可能成型，这一切都不可能发生。因此，我代表GBI 美国嘎宪法座佛学会，谢谢恩师带领我们修持如此圣妙的阿弥陀佛法门。
We also want to thank Lama Bunima for leading us in the practice, and for all of our other lamas here, Khenpo Tenzin, Lama Abu, our visiting lama, Ani Samten, and Ani Dagme, for umsing in English and doing the chopening. And then I want to introduce everyone online to our amazing director from the Taiwan Center. Her name is Christine, and she has been an enormous support to Garchen Rinpoche and his numerous projects in his mandala, and of course here at the Garchen Institute. And we are incredibly grateful for her generosity and her bodhicitta and her devotion. And so I want to introduce everyone to Christine
if you could please come on this side so people can see you online. And we're so, so happy and grateful that you're here. Thank you so much. And she's going to say a few words now. Oh, really? Oh, did you not want to? Okay. No, I got that wrong. Sorry. So she wants to make an offering to Rinpoche. And then the offerings continue for our other beloved Lamas, and then that concludes our retreat. And of course, we want to thank Liu for doing all of the translation, not so easy, with the 3 different languages. So we're really grateful for your brain. Yeah, thank you, Liu. And we also had Ina online translating the English of Rinpoche's teachings during the retreat. So thank you so much, Ina. We appreciate it. And thank you to all of the staff and volunteers for all your hard work to make the retreat run so smoothly, and to all of everybody here who attended helping out with the Karma Yoga. That's the way we make it work here. So, Emaho, thank you so much.